Good day, sir. I'm Laine Abiad from UEP, and we have a course requirement that asks us to interview someone, and I thought it would be great to interview you as a Peace Corps volunteer. Would that be okay for you, sir?
That would be okay.
And then, shall we start, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what is Peace Corps?
Peace Corps is an international volunteering program. It's a government of the it's a program of the United States government. There are Peace Corps volunteers in more than 80 countries around the world, and currently there are nearly 200 volunteers serving alone in the Philippines.
Okay, sir. Since when Peace Corps has here in the Philippines?
Peace Corps has been here since approximately 1963. It was actually the first, some people argue the first country that Peace Corps ever came to. Other people argue that it was a place in Africa. The planes actually took off on the same day and landed on the same day, so people can't agree whether it was Africa or the Philippines. But we've been here since about 1963.
Okay. So how long will you be here in the Philippines, sir?
A total of 27 months.
27 months. So what are the programs here in the Philippines? You can talk.
In the Philippines, we have 3 different sectors. So there's Peace Corps overall, and then when you break that down, we have 3 sectors. The one that I'm involved in is called education. Obviously, I teach here at UEP, and I'm involved in helping improve the capacity of teachers at UEP to help them teach better and to help them increase their pedagogical skills. The second sector we have is called CYF, which stands for Children, Youth, and Family, and that is what my wife Liz, that's her main sector. And that is basically, it can be a lot of different things, but the main focus is helping improve the lives of children or youth or families. So a lot of volunteers that came here at the same time as I did, who are involved in CYF, actually work with DSWD. That's actually why we're working with the ESGPPA scholars, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute. And the last sector is called CRM, and that stands for Coastal Resources Management. And those volunteers are usually placed within a municipal office, a government office, and they work primarily with fishermen. A lot of volunteers in CRM will help build artificial reefs to help increase the health of the ocean. They'll work with fishermen to make sure that they don't participate in activities like dynamite fishing, which is dangerous and it destroys coral reefs in the ocean. And overall, just helping increase the livelihood and the happiness of fisherfolk in the Philippines.
Oh, so sir, you do community work?
Yes, that is Peace Corps of all community work.
Okay, sir. So what are the agencies that Peace Corps work with?
Peace Corps,
I mean, sir, particularly here in the Philippines.
Peace Corps cannot exist without partnering agencies. So anytime a volunteer is placed in a community, we are always paired up with an agency of some sort. So for me, my agency obviously is UEP. For my wife Liz, her agency is actually DSWD Municipal Office in Qatar. Other volunteers, like the CRM volunteers, they're placed within NGOs or Filipino government organizations. So I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can partner with anybody that you really want to, as long as Peace Corps approves it. And that goes, you know, once you go around the world, and you look at other Peace Corps volunteers, they volunteer with farmers or hospitals, preschools, elementary schools, daycares. So basically, anybody that requests help, you have to apply for a Peace Corps volunteer action. So UEP completed and submitted an application for me to come here. And even before that, the Filipino government actually has to request that Peace Corps volunteers come into the country in the first place.
Okay, sir. So, who are your beneficiaries, sir, or partner in your program?
Right now, our primary focus is ESGBPA scholars. That is the expanded student grant and aid program for poverty alleviation, and that goes to beneficiaries of the 4Ps program, the Congolese Male Young Filipino program. So that is obviously a social welfare program by the Filipino government distributed by BS DevComm-UEP. And within a 4Ps family, if there is one qualifying college-age student, they can apply for a college scholarship. And the college scholarship is the ESGBPA program. There are 40,000 ESGBPA scholars in the Philippines, and at UEP there's 380 total. So right now we're focused on making sure that those kids graduate, helping them academically, socially, creating an overall comprehensive, holistic program to make sure that these guys don't just succeed, but to excel in whatever they're doing.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir. I'm Raymond Gutay. I'm the partner of Laine for this activity. So, sir, where are your funds coming from for your activities?
So, peace-corp is funded strictly by the United States government. It doesn't cost the Filipino government a single peso from your fees here. So it's all U.S. government funds. All volunteers get paid a living allowance. We wouldn't call it a salary. It's more like a living stipend. So it is enough for us to live comfortably. It's enough for us to pay rent and to buy food and to travel around and do necessary events and trainings and things like that.
So, what do you mean, sir, by ESGPPA?
What is meant by ESGBPA?
Yes, sir.
So ESGBPA is an acronym. It stands for the Expanded Student Grant and Aid Program for Poverty Alleviation.
So, sir, in case there are savings, how do you spend?
Saving of what, can I ask?
For the fund, like that, sir. For the fund.
Like my personal money?
Ano,
No,
for
sir,
the...
for example, sir, extra fund. How do you...
Oh, like extra program fund?
Yes, the
Yes,
program
sir.
fund.
I mean, generally, that is, extra funds would be out of our hands, meaning Peace Corps volunteers will never touch program money. The only money we get is our living allowance. If volunteers ever receive money to run a program, like for example, I received funds for my leadership camp. So my first leadership camp, I received approximately 40,000 pesos for my leadership camp. The majority of that went to food. I received all of that money through a grant. So generally when you apply for a grant, without talking about it in too much detail, you have to account for every single peso that you will receive. You have to do that ahead of time. So there should not be any discrepancy between what you planned for and what you actually spent. So there should be no leftover funds.
So, sir, who keeps the budget for the program and activities?
That is the Peace Corps Philippines staff in conjunction with Peace Corps staff in the United States. So there's there's like an international office in the United States, which is part of the U.S. government. And then in every single country where Peace Corps volunteers are, there are national staff. So meaning Peace Corps Philippines is run, 99% of it is run by Filipinos. There are a few Americans who work there just to oversee it. So it's Filipinos in Manila and Americans.
But the funds, sir, is coming from America.
All the funds come from America.
Then, sir, what is the status now of your program?
Status of my program. What do you mean by program?
For example, sir, the scholarship. So, here in the university, sir, is this, sir,
Like, is it going well?
yes, sir.
Yeah, our program here at UEP is actually going cellularly. It's going very, very, very well. The work that Liz and I are doing here at UEP with the ESGPPA scholars, it's going so well that it's actually influencing what Peace Corps is doing in the Philippines right now. So, volunteers come in every single year, right? We come in July, and we've been here, Liz and I have been here for over a year now. The new volunteers have been trained. They came in July, and they just arrived at site 2 weeks ago. Liz's sector manager for CYF saw the success that we were having with the SGPPA at UEP, and he actually used our program outline for everything that we're doing here. And he used that to design new partnerships with other universities. So the new volunteers who just came in are now working at universities with the SGPPA scholars. So he's hoping, Liz's sector manager is hoping to duplicate the success that we've had here at UEP with new volunteers. So it's going really well.
So how about the students, sir? Are they working well?
Yeah. We've seen marked improvement amongst the students, especially those who participated in my first leadership camp, which was May 25th through 28th of this year. Like I said earlier, in the leadership camp, we give those kids a lot of training in public speaking. We give them a lot of training in how to become leaders themselves. We give them training in community development. And in all three of those areas, I've seen drastic improvement. The kids, whereas before they would be intimidated to talk to me and to speak English, they have no problem now talking to me in English or talking to professors who use English. Their leadership skills, I've seen them organize their co-scholars. I've seen them do so many other things that exemplify leadership. And then the community development training, we actually trained them on how to build a community project. And it was strictly hypothetical. They did not have to design an actual project. But at the end of the training, they were so excited about the potential of their project, and they put so much work into it, that they decided to go through with it after the leadership camp. And they did that on their own. Liz and I only provided minimal oversight and minimal direction, but they organized a campus cleanup for all of the other ESGPPA scholars, and we've done 3 of them so far this semester. 74% of the scholars came to at least one of those cleanups, and 34% of the scholars came to all 3 of those cleanups. So it's been phenomenal. It's been great.
So, sir, when did the scholarship program start?
ESGPPA started approximately 2 years ago. The Pantawi Familia on Filipino program has been around for a little bit longer.
Is there a requirement needed before you can enjoy the study scholarship?
There are requirements. The first requirement is that you must be a member of a beneficiary family of the Pantaloy Familia on Filipino program, or peace. After that, the requirements for the scholarship are that you must maintain a GPA of 2.5 at least. It actually might be a little higher than that. You cannot receive any grade lower than, or I'm sorry, you can receive only 2 grades lower than 2.5, and you can only receive a limit of 3 INCs or drops. If you reach any of those limits, you lose the scholarship.
Aside from the scholarship, sir, what are the other programs do you have here in the university?
Aside from working with the ESGPA scholars, the only other thing I do here at UEP right now is teach. I'm considering doing something with Cooney on the radio. Occasionally I will help out off the university at Sophie's Farm, doing a variety of tasks there. But besides that, it's a matter of time. The ESGPA scholars take up the majority of my time. So, yeah, I wish I had more time for the day, but I don't.
Sir, can you tell us the relationship between LRC and the peace-corp?
I can. So, the relationship between the LRC and peace-corp is that I believe in 2010, there was a former Peace Corps volunteer here by the name of Jackie Womberg. Yeah. And the LRC was one of her main projects. She received funds, grant funds from Peace Corps and also from her family and friends back home. And UEP kindly donated the space, which was being unused at the time. It was just some kind of drab storage room. So Jackie, with the help of a lot of other Filipinos, they refabricated the room, knocked out walls, painted, built bookshelves, and received 4 tables and a lot of book donations. So it's a former Peace Corps project.
So, sir, how many Peace Corps volunteers are you here, were you here in Northern Samar?
Northern Samar. There were 11 of us in Northern Samar, but 5 of them left just this month. 3 new volunteers came in, so now there are 9 of us. There are 9 in Northern Samar.
Do all of you, sir, work here in the university or?
No, we are all over Northern Samar. Technically, it's only me who works at UEP. On paper, it's only me who works at UEP, but my wife Liz works here as well. She's also a teacher. She also assists with the ESGPA program. But on paper, her official assignment is with the municipal DSWD office in Tucson.
So, sir, the Peace Corps, do the Peace Corps grant you a vacation?
Yes, Peace Corps does give us a very nice allowance of vacation. Approximately every month we get 2 days of vacation that accumulates over time. So we're allowed a lot of time to take vacation. But it's not vacation for the sake of vacation. It's vacation because part of what we're supposed to do here, a major part of what we're supposed to do as volunteers, is learn about our country. So we're here to learn about, the 7,000 islands of the Philippines. We're here to learn about the different cultures on the islands. So they encourage us to use all of those vacation days to explore our country and to learn more about it.
So, sir, even if you're on vacation, you're still working.
Yeah, you could look at it that way. You could look at it that way for sure.
Sir, this question is something personal. Does your work affect your relationship with mommy?
Wow. That's a difficult question to answer. Yeah. I think I would be lying if I said it hadn't affected it. But I don't know if it's affected it. I think if anything, it's affected it in a positive way. The motto of Peace Corps, one of the things that they tell potential applicants is that it's the toughest job you'll ever love. And I think that's really true. I think Peace Corps is one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. And I think coming here with a spouse is difficult because you need to provide support to. You need to provide constant support to each other, but a lot of volunteers who come here by themselves, they don't have that built-in network of support. But so it's a good thing and a bad thing. It takes a lot of energy, but at the same time, we always have each other to rely on. Liz and I have moved around a lot. We've lived in a lot of different places. We've done a lot of different things with each other. So I think we're used to this kind of transitory living, and that we are able to make it through as stronger people.
So, sir, what can you say or advise? What advice can you give to the scholars in order for them to maintain
Their scholarship.
The primary advice that I think is the most important is just for them to work harder than they ever have worked in their lives. Because this scholarship is literally just like winning the lottery for them. I believe that the ESGPPA scholarship is one of the best programs I know about of the Filipino government. I think there are too many impoverished families. I think there's too many children living on the street. There's too many unwanted children. And I think all of these problems can be corrected, and I think one of the ways that we can correct it is through education. So the fact that these kids are receiving a full-ride scholarship, essentially because of the fact that they don't have money in the first place, that's really the only requirement for this. It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So for them to not work hard it's just a shame. So work extraordinarily hard, make sacrifices now, because in the long run it's going to pay off.
Okay, sir. Thank you po again for the time.
And we really appreciate, sir, the information that you give to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, din, sir. Okay, sir. So, what activities do you have here in UEP, or particularly here in Northern Samar?
So, just myself, as I mentioned last time, we were working with ESGPPA scholars. That takes up a large amount of my time. In addition to that, within working with the scholars, I also run leadership camps for the ESGPPA scholars. Over the next 3 months, I have 4 camps. I have 2 in October, 1 in November, and 1 in December. And there will be approximately 160 participants in those camps. We talk a little bit about what it means to be a leader in the Philippines. We talk about public speaking skills, talk about teamwork, team management. We also bring in a guest speaker from the community to come talk to the kids. And a really, really, really great program. They get a lot out of it. Besides that, I also teach at UEP. Other volunteers do everything that you can possibly imagine. Some people work with farmers, some people work with fishermen, some people work with street children, some people work inside of orphanages, in nurseries. The possibilities are really endless. It's kind of up to the volunteer and what they want to do and what's available at their site as well.
Okay, sir. So, where are your funds coming from for your activities?
So, funds for Peace Corps comes strictly from the United States government. It doesn't cost the Filipino government anything to do it. Actually, Laine, can you hold on one second? Sorry.